Hi, folks. Oh, I'm shouting. I didn't mean to. Can we turn it down a bit? Yeah. Jim Mellon invested in our company end of 2013, and I gave a presentation at Master Investor in 2014, and we got some folks on board. I thought it was polite and business sensible to come along and give you an update on the company and where we've got to. I've only got 10 minutes, so I'm going to rush. We're on stand 81, so if you have any questions on us or the company or the product, stand 81 afterwards. You will understand that diabetes is on the increase in every single country in the world. What you probably don't understand is if diabetes is doing that, the number of patients who develop a foot ulcer is also increasing. 10 to 15% of all diabetics get a foot ulcer. They're very hard to heal. If we don't get them to heal, bacteria come into the foot, they infect the bone, and then it leads to an amputation. Very serious consequences. So if I push this one, what is it? We have a class 2 medical device. We've got it through CE, we've got it through FDA, we've got it approved in Australia and some other countries. If you've ever noticed people honking about with a big plastic cast on, or a movable cast walk, a big plastic Starship Troopers boot, that's the standard therapy. So we've tried to come up with something that's better than standard. So it's a pair of boots, so you've got balanced gait. We've put a lie detector in there. Our doctors are sick of diabetics showing up saying, "Doctor, I've worn this therapy all week." And the doctor looks at the software and it tells him, "No, you've only actually worn it for 5 hours this week." So we built a little lie detector in to improve patient compliance. We offload it. If the wound's trying to heal itself and the patient's trying to walk, it's always damaging the wound. So we've done some really great biomechanics and pressure mapping to keep pressure, shear, and friction forces off the wound to allow it to heal itself. We inflate a little bladder. Underneath the arch of your foot, you've got a big collection of veins that have lots of blood in it. We compress those veins once every 20 seconds, and we send a lot of blood back up the veins, up the venous return, to allow fresh oxygenated blood to come into the foot. If we've got new oxygenated blood coming in, the wound will heal quicker. I'm going very quickly here, guys. Come and ask me for details later. And one of the things the doctors have said to us, "We don't mind you giving us a therapy if it heals the wound. That's fantastic. Is there any way you can stop the wound breaking down again?" Because what we're sick of is we do a great job, we get the patient to heal, he goes home, he wears his old footwear again, and it breaks down in exactly the same place. Well, the answer is yes. We've made it that the mobile compression device comes out and the patient goes home with the footwear to protect it for a couple of months and let the wound toughen up again so it doesn't break down. So very, very quick run through on what this class 2 product is. One of the things I wanted to do today by coming to the Master Investor Rising Star stage is say, look, we've done 5 years R&D, we're now into commercialization. And one of the things that our shareholders want to know is, are you going to implement and execute your plan? So I'm going to go through it a bit, and then I'm going to hand over to my friend George, who's going to run the US team for us, and he'll tell you how that has proven to be such a huge opportunity for us that, well, we've actually had to calm me down and my chairman, Nick, down, and a lot of weight rests on George's shoulders for the US opportunity. So what have we done since we last presented? We were thinking about an IPO, but the valuation we got before we had the FDA and the clinical trial stuff was too low, so we just did another private funding round. We changed the name, and this is one of those stupid things. I went across to meet a big footwear company in New York who were thinking of taking the product on, and they said, "Les, you've made a big mistake. You've called your company the Diabetic Boot Company, and you've called your product Pulse Boot. The problem is, as soon as our reimbursement people hear the word boot, you will get $65. You're a medical device. Go away and think of a name that reflects the value of that technology." We've done that, and the reimbursement point is now like in the thousands of dollars. So just by changing the name, we found we can earn far more money in the US. Simple thing to do. We've overcome some technical challenge. We've raised about 3.7 million so far. We're just closing around for 3.5 million. We're going to do some more clinical studies. We've got people employed in the UK and in the US to get us going. We are ramping up our supply chain to meet the fantastic market opportunity in the US, and we're extending our product range into preventing the ulcers, and once they've gone into remission, to keep them healed. Oh, sorry. That's some of the milestones we've achieved, setting up the company in the US, getting a reimbursement point. We've got to do some more studies. The study we did in the UK showed that if the patient wears the boot correctly, there's a very, very good chance we can get the ulcer to heal. So we need to repeat that in bigger studies, and that's some of this round's funding we will put into more clinical research. But diabetic foot ulcers are a huge market opportunity. If we come along with this revolutionary technology, there's lots and lots of doctors who are waiting for us to deliver it so he can prescribe it, or they can prescribe it, I should say. That's the kind of thing we treat. Oh, it's not going forward. There we go. And George, I'm going to hand over to you because the US is the important piece in this implementation.
Great. Well, thank you guys for joining us. As Les said, I came on probably about 12 months ago, or actually 18 months ago. I consulted with them for about 12 months. The last 6 months, I've been a direct employee working to build the US team. So 25 years experience building startup medical companies in the US. I have a pretty vast understanding of the reimbursement pathways. First thing we did was we put our VP and our executive team together from marketing and sales. So we have our office manager, our reimbursement leaders. We've created a reimbursement pathway. We've retained some of the top law firms in the US to go after the Medicare codes and so forth. Seizing the opportunity, the US is about 315 million people. So somewhere between 2.5 and about 3 million people annually have diabetic foot ulcers. So it's an absolute enormous market. So when we look at this, we have the potential to add about 300 sales folks in about 24 months, which is going to be very aggressive. I've done it before in my past career, so we're very excited about that. As Les mentioned, we attained FDA clearance in middle of December 2015. Then we moved quickly to get our accreditation from ACHC, which is required by Medicare. We've attained 51 DME licenses. So DME meaning durable medical equipment, because these patients in the US actually take the device home. So that was really we are a medical device, but we also fall into the DME world. So with that being said, we needed to go out and attain the licenses, which took us about a 4-month period. So at this point, between the District of Columbia, Guam, Puerto Rico, we're cleared in 48 states, Guam, Puerto Rico, and so we're ready to launch this product. We're going to do a limited launch sometime in this month, in this quarter, and then we look to full launch by Q4. Okay, Medicare coding is pending, our Medicare certification is pending, and we are currently selling in the VA hospitals, and we expect sales within the next month. Okay, we built out our software and inventory and billing programs, or sales CRM. Logistics are in place to get the products to the patients quickly. Controlled launch again, Q2, and full launch by Q4. In the last month, we've set up 6 study sites in the US, and we expect to get about 80 patients within 3 months enrolled. So that'll be very helpful for us. We've also set up the key opinion leaders and the medical advisory board in the US. So we are really perched for the success that we're certainly looking for. So we expect a lot of growth from the US, and I know Les and Nick expect quite a bit, so we're very excited about that.
Any questions? Diabetes is rampant. We've had about 30 or 40 people come up to the stand today and say, I have a relative or I have a friend who's got a diabetic foot ulcer that won't heal. So it's out there. In the UK, we chop off about 135 legs a week because we can't get the ulcer a week. In the world, we chop off a leg once every 20 seconds because we can't get a wound to heal. Put that in context. Landmines, which is a big, huge thing, a focus of about 1,000 charities worldwide, they chop off a limb once every 30 minutes. Diabetics, once every 20 seconds, because we can't get the wound to heal. So there's a huge market opportunity for a product that will help those ulcers heal more quickly. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to commercialize the 5 years of research we've just done. Thank you for your 10 minutes. I know we went very fast. Please see us on stand 81 if you have any further questions. Thank you very much.